order. Here.
Sweat.
Here.
What she said?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Here. Nolan? For the testimony you're about to give, the true and accurate to the best of your knowledge and belief. Let's see. You've been consulting about the minutes that we
I did, at the last meeting, perfect, crystal clear video, absolutely no sound whatsoever. Working with IT to kind of get that restored.
lip reading. Lip reading?
Yeah, I gotta work on that.
The city lip reading, right?
But no, I will have. Not word for word, then it will be as detailed of a summary as.
Yeah, something for the minutes. One of those, it is COA 24005000. Address is 245 South Skidmore, and the applicant is FF East Franklinton Condos LLC. Staff report, please.
Right. Project classification for this project. The project proposes new landscaping and a minor bioswale with boulders and storm drain. The proposal is generally consistent with the recommendations of the East Franklinton Creative Community District Plan. Plan recommends landscape materials and design should define public and private spaces and provide shade, aesthetic appeal, and benefits. Additionally, the plan recommends using landscaping to support stormwater management goals for filtration, percolation, and erosion control, including rain gardens. The project is consistent with these plan recommendations. The board members raised concerns from the previous meeting regarding the types of plantings being used on site. We wanted to make sure that what is being planted is appropriate for the site in terms of maintenance, types of planting for certain seasons, and appropriate plantings for a floodplain. First review, the applicant advised their application to include an array of the area's soil conditions verified by an Ohio certified nursery technician. Plantings included are wildberry coneflower, chameleon little blue stemgrass, black tupelo, swamp white, and red maple trees. Board members were concerned based on the site plan, but the site did not give the appearance of being accessible to the public. Even though this will be a private site, the board stated that there should be some public access. Fronts one of Franklinton's major corridors. The suggestion was made to relocate the grass and hosses along to the side of the site with the alley. Note that it is out of the purview of the board to require pedestrian access inside of the private parcel. Concept of visitability and public access are only recommended by the plan for sites that are over 1.5 acres. And some of the comments from the board, the applicant has chosen plans that are short, providing more visual access. The bus stop located in the corner of South Skidmore and West. East Franklinton plan mentions the transit stops and shelters be provided. I've encouraged the applicant to consider the addition of a seating area or a bench adjacent to the bus stop, but does not condition support on this request. The staff is supportive of the proposal and recommends approval as submitted.
Yeah. That's the applicant here.
I'm the contractor, I gotta build it, I guess I'm representing the applicant, yes.
Okay, state your name, please.
Steve Arnett, I'm with Finance Fund Construction.
Okay. So we get you on the mic here.
Steve Arnett with Finance Fund Construction.
Okay. You swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge and belief.
Yeah.
Floor is yours. Ed.
I'm
Questions for the applicant?
Couple questions. So, appreciate that change of some of the plant material. I think that was all the trees specifically, I think, were suited to floodplain. And also you submitted a photograph with it that we didn't have the first time, that shows the soil.
Yeah.
Minus, that's fine. So, again, that's helpful. I was a little bit unsure of what it was intended to look like, based on the plan. But I think that if the photograph is indicative of what it's supposed to look like, it's accurate. I think it's actually got a little bit of both bioswale and a little bit of art to it, right? It's kind of like this linear rock piece that kind of weaves through the river. And I think, the staff was very supportive of it as a bioswale element, and that's consistent with the plan. The only thing that I think that, again, from the staff report, I can quote again, the words that it said landscaping to support stormwater management. So, I think if you read the comments from the last meeting, as you were there, that I was concerned about the plant material on the sidewalk, because it's not. Grass is dying down and the garden plants. So I just put that right, so right. So you just left with a mulch bed. And I was suggesting that if you looked it over, you get away, and then it become more into the development. I still have that same concern, not only about just the seasonality issue, but plants along sidewalks get beat up really bad. And they're also a great place for animals to take advantage of. In the neighborhood. So, I think I think I'm fairly supportive of the plan. Absolutely, but what I'm missing is bioswales, usually the vegetation is part of it. And even the photograph shows that to a very minor degree. There's a couple of plants in there, but obviously that's not a true vegetated bioswale. It's kind of leaning that way. So I was going to suggest as an option to overcome the plants along the sidewalk. Could you take those plants and basically array them along the bioswale? And so therefore you're integrating the landscape with the rocks. Well, not necessarily in it, but along the edge of it. Like maybe the grass is tall and you've got the lower flowers.
You want to see these
All those.
along here.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be contiguous. It could be like clumps. I'm not asking you to put more plant material.
No.
Just rearrange them.
So if quantity and species and all that remains the same,
I'm not debating.
and we're
I'm
just taking this line and moving it over here, we don't have a problem with that.
I think that would
Not at all.
solve a bunch of issues that I have with it and really make it into what it wants to be, which is a bioswale. So,
When you salt sidewalks and then they kind of part of it.
again, I mean, I see that, I work at 250 High in downtown, which is a residential building.
Yeah.
And we have planters out in front of it. All the plants are dead because it's. So, there's salt's another issue. I just think that close to the sidewalk, it's just gonna look. But if those plants are pulled in, they're part of the bioswale, they make it vegetated out. I think that's all in good space. So, and again, it's the ones along Rich Street. And if you need more, the ones along, and the ones along Skidmore. The ones along Skidmore, I'm still concerned about, but less so. But if you wanted just to, again, rearrange the lower plants along the bioswale. And one other really small thing, we face this all the time in Franklinton, where property lines and edges of pavement don't meet. On the south side you've got the gravel coming up from the property line. But that's not actually the edge of pavement. You can see the edge of pavement there. Well, just a little bit. Down, I should say. See that line? So that's actually the edge of pavement, and it matches up further down with your access to the parking stuff.
Yeah.
That, I mean, you can't just leave that like that. Even the walk just stops before it gets to other paving. So, no, I don't know how, we face this. Well, I don't know that property. I can do.
I would have to look and see how much of that is actually right, right?
I don't even know. It's like,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if but it just, I've seen this happen before where things get designed up to a property line, but it doesn't finish. And you have it, makes land and it's looks really strange.
So is the concern that it wouldn't continue all the way to the alley?
I think it should continue all the way to that pavement.
Yeah, and so,
But it's not your property, it's not the property.
I guess so. And for, it's a landscape drawing, so I don't know how accurate those survey lines on that particular drawing. Related to the landscape. So I hope we're not misrepresenting something here, but
So the comment would be to complete the design out to the existing pavement edge. Whatever that is, well, I don't think it's a curve, it's probably just. If you could, it's both that walkway, the sidewalk that you have, is that already built? That's like,
Yes. The sidewalk along Ridge and Skidmore.
it's along the face of the buildings that face to Ridge.
Yes.
That's already. Oh, wait a minute, that's not actually, what is that? There's another gray line that says line of. Look, actually, see the gray,
Google Maps.
see the gray line right there, it's colored, no, go back to the. You'll see. it. Look, you get actually 2 units, and it doesn't go all the way down, it turns. No, other side.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's that, I don't know what that gray line is.
This one here.
he's
No,
talking
no,
about
no,
this one.
that one.
So this is our sidewalks,
Gotcha.
right?
Just,
Oh, sorry about that.
That's fine.
looks like it's drawn as concrete.
So look,
Yeah.
right here.
I
Look.
see what you're saying.
Um,
You're essentially saying.
You wanna
is this
identify
part of
what
the
that
sidewalk, does it blend in, or what's the difference
What is
between
it?
those
Yeah.
materials?
Because is it paving? Is it mulch bed? It's mulch bed, there's nothing in it. I mean, I'd rather just have the grass go up and
Go up to the sidewalk.
I don't know. I was thinking that was the sidewalk, but it's not, the sidewalk's unbuilt. So. It's not wide enough to do that, too. Somebody put white side.
I didn't pay attention to putting anything up to. So I'm not real sure what.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
if we. But it should just go as
Grass.
Essentially a good remedy for the other portion up to the alley. Let me go back to the site then. Yeah. Roll down for me. a
Well, you
little
don't have
bit.
a problem now with the walk, because if that's not a walk, it's just gonna be grass,
Right.
and it just flows.
Right.
But it's the zone, that triangular zone between where there's the rock and
Gotcha.
I mean, I would just move the whole thing out to the edge of the rock, right?
Okay.
If that's the intent.
This all the way down to the pavement line.
Those were my comments. That would be just my comments. Don't have to agree with me.
We wandered into your specialty.
Yeah, right,
And you can,
right.
and you can say you don't agree with me too. So.
Just lack of knowledge. I say that a lot around here.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna make it better, the whole thing better, by moving these plants along the bioswale. It gives a reason for that. So I just think bioswales now becomes a real landscape amenity. I think.
All of those points saying staff.
The only thing about the bench,
Yeah,
you know, I feel like that's, you know, we talked about this at the last meeting. The public nature of this is, it was, we need a bench there, so.
yeah. As the bench shows, it's. Because the plan mentioned it, we decided. We voted on.
We stuff we just talked about.
Second.
Yes, one. You get to make a motion.
Anybody else have anything to say?
No, Kim, thanks. It was good last week, last month.
That's why I was coming around.
I appreciate
You
it.
know, I appreciate where everybody's. I make a motion to approve the plan as submitted with the relocation of the lower scale perennial planting on Rich Street and Sycamore to integrate with the rock swale. And to extend the rock swale to the south to meet the existing way pavement. And I have one other,
Yeah, the last one was the grass.
Extend
I
the
have,
extend the grass to the side.
I have another one, the red tree that's up on Sycamore. Those trees, are they already planted on Sycamore? That's the responsibility of the developer. They're already planted?
Yes, the street trees are already planted.
That last tree, I don't know why it was stuck there, but it just looks out of place. It's not, it's closer than.
Oh.
I have two suggestions. One, you move it as close to the intersection as it is spaced out more. Are you required to put that tree in?
No.
Part of the our development, we haven't planted any.
Oh, so you could respace out those trees.
I think that might, those are probably existing
Yeah, those
street.
are-
No, it says in the notes.
Oh,
that
just
will be
this one right
planted.
here.
No, see the notes? It's both Rich and on. The note says street trees will be provided
Provided.
at 40 foot on center, consult with the city forester.
Existing shall remain.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So there should, I think, if there was a tree, it would only be that one,
Right.
but I think the
And
existing.
it's required. Required.
I don't
If
believe
you
so.
move it. Edge of the planting strip, so it's getting
Yeah.
closer to the intersection.
Yeah.
It just seems weird to have them. Yeah, it's 20 feet right now, I think. And
I actually don't think there's a tree there at all. It looks like the very last tree, from what I saw on the Google overhead view was that tree there. This is the last one.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, those trees aren't in the right. Those
They
trees
are.
Those are on the site. Right?
No,
The trees are planted between the sidewalk and the.
if you go back to
Oh, it
Ether,
shows there. See the existing tree there? Anyway. no,
yeah, can you go back to Caesar, Jose? And, okay. So it's hard to see, but yes, they are outside. They are in the right of way. These trees.
Yay. That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Nolan, you have the note, and I add that as the last
Okay.
comment. My motion that tree, the proposed red tree be reevaluated in terms of its location. Better blend into the other tree.
That's all set.
Yeah.
So we will.
Sure.
And this is just so, the grasses that were along Ridge Street that were pulling in, and then the section, so I'm gonna have maybe 2 minutes, do you want them on both sides?
Not necessarily.
You know, same quantity, you just want it on this side?
I would like, it would be nice if they were like they alternated on both sides, and you actually had the grasses in one kind of a line, and then put the flowers in front of it, so you've got some, some layering.
Yep. So it doesn't have to be a
You just line them
continuum.
all up. Got the string. So I would do more clumping.
Make sense?
It does, yeah.
Well, I'll second it.
Approved.
Mr. Sweet.
Approved.
Thank you. Appreciate it. No, absolutely, yeah. We'll be in touch. Thank you. Thanks.
All right, new applications, we have one of those. It is COA 2400599, address 510-514 West Walnut Street. Applicant is Walnut Street, Franklinton Partners Holdings, LLC. Report, please.
I, opportunity to recuse myself, thank you very much. Development speaks most to me. Not only will I not, you will vote on it, I'm going to leave. That's policy.
Thank you very much.
They all need it.
This side is, it's two single, existing single home parcels. 510 and 514 West Walnut. The parcel to the west is occupied by a single family property. While the lease is adjacent to. So this project proposes lot combination of two parcels. Change. Office mixed use. Renovation of existing single-family homes, first floor commercial space with open office and meeting space, second floor creative office space, new sidewalk and front porches along West Walnut, new sidewalk ramp that leads to ADA accessible entrance, addition of a modular non-residential unit in the rear, and the addition of some regular connecting to the reach. Application generally consistent with the recommendations of these. Conceptual review, the applicant has altered the application to align more with the board's comments. The applicant no longer plans to demolish the building. The applicant now proposes to remove all of the non-historic additions to the homes. To the greatest extent possible, and if necessary, incorporated into the development. Our proposal is consistent. Proposal includes a change in use from residential to mixed use. Space with meeting space and light retail. Consistent creative office. Additionally, the applicant is proposing. Consistent with the plan for the Arts and Innovation District. Plan further states that ground floor uses, mixed services, public facilities, and amenities. The plan continues that mixed uses can occur vertically or horizontally in development along various. Honestly, staff note that the site sits on the corner of what offices are in appropriate use. Also aligns well with the East Franklinton plan by integrating the fabric, supporting accessibility and enhancing connectivity. Proposal is consistent in math and scale of surrounding buildings. Additionally, the proposal shows a consistent level of detailing and finishing on all four sides, which is consistent with East Franklinton. Staff recommends approval of the application. Conditions. With the addition of bicycle parking on the site, this location and screening of the mechanical units site.
Any questions? State your name, please,
You feel confident?
and testimony about to give me true and accurate to the best of your knowledge and belief.
I do.
Yours.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Glad we could do this today. Thought to me that we can move this project along. This is our latest and greatest. I these two houses to create a repos. Existing business. So they're moving here. Out there in the press, I always don't like that. I don't like the press before the review board process, but here we are. It's all the time. And yeah, so Good Lane Brand is a retail business that so we're trying to create a space that complements what their existing business is. Modular unit is to manage their overflow of materials and also just think about the future. I can see, 5 years that we come back to you and talk about converting that to a residential use, but right now, with parking requirements and things, it's not. Yeah, I think this is, we learned a lot over the course of last year. Definitely look forward to adding bicycle parking, mechanical units not being shown, and then there's a couple of different locations. I think the addition, we can screen that. We'll have to show that in the kind of final drawing for you guys. Yeah.
Questions for you?
Pardon me for being naive. Is this the same property we presented last?
No,
Here's why.
I know. We unfortunately got the material.
I thought you were coming back with that one.
That's
I
the
was
plan.
looking at the
Yeah.
drawing. Oh, but they just cut off the other house.
No, we, yeah, I know, it's a weird bait and switch, right? Let's talk about a different property now. No, 530 and 536 will be, on the docket next month, right? You have everything for that? Okay.
Couple of questions. So the things that elevations are labeled the same. I think they're not intended to be one north, one east. Sides, and then there's the back and forth. So obviously I get the because that's where the garage doors are. So the top one would be the north elevation, which is.
Also, yes, correct, yeah, correct.
So that's, what is that facing? Is
That is facing the unimproved city alley. I think you guys maybe talked about that specific alley on that NTR project a couple months ago.
Yep. Okay, and then on so the top one's the east elevation. So that's facing
Right,
to the,
that would be facing the alley.
and that's required that it does consider on the alley, right? And then the other one is,
Right, just that's facing this the neighbor's property.
okay. And I don't know if this is just conceptual, like this is obviously just still conceptual, but
No, this is for,
I know, I mean, but you haven't got, look,
Right.
okay, I'm just gonna make my comment. So the trellis cool element seems to be like not quite connecting to the greenhouse the way it should. Right? It's sloping down, but it looks like you're connecting to it, but the members are, that's something that doesn't seem resolved. See how the members that you show there are connecting to the corner of greenhouse? But you couldn't do that because then unless you put a post in.
right, yeah, we have not much structural engineer on this one yet.
Okay. But
That's a good point.
But like, so is the intent, I guess I'm going back to intent, is the intent that the trellis covers over the greenhouse?
Yeah, I would think that.
Or does it integrate?
I would think that it would cover the greenhouse.
It looks like.
Yeah, no,
It's the other side, right? But when you get to the greenhouse, you got a different condition, right? So either the trellis would have to go up fire to get to the,
Do you have an aesthetic preference?
no,
No.
I just,
Use
look
what
like
clear.
it doesn't seem like it's all.
Right, right.
I'm just, for the record, I'm just noting that, so it's there. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna resolve it, until something's gonna fall down.
Yeah.
But I mean, both elements I support, so I.
That's okay.
Yeah, it is, but when you render a red maple, it should make it look like a red.
Oh, thank you. All right.
30 years ago from now, when none of us are on the board anymore, will there still be a Kinway tree?
I told you one
We're
tree,
gonna have little class.
East Franklinton, one tree.
Can't wait.
But I mean, red maples are really, really delicate, very touchy leaves. I'd be supportive of something less. Or an urban environment like East Franklin.
Okay.
What you have rendered in there looks like a, what do you call it, shadwell. It's a multi-stem. It's often multi-stem.
Usually shad or shad.
Shadwell. Uh, Anyway, I'm not trying to tell you, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know that Japanese maples are very, I mean, they come in all different forms of size.
Right.
And they're very finicky. Big tree is great. I appreciate
Other questions to the applicant?
What did you mention in a few years, it might be something else? What was that?
Just the modular unit, itself, is gonna be a 2-story unit. And
Yeah.
it's largely gonna just be used for good land, like material storage and
Mhm.
the occasional
I see what you're saying.
or experience.
Got it.
There was pretty early conversation about like, what if we did an apartment up there? But right now with the
Right.
kind of the climate with these, we're just not moving forward with something like that right now. We may see that as a dwelling unit, but I'm not bringing it to the table.
Mhm.
Probably shouldn't even said it. I mean, it will look like a stick frame building, but it will be manufactured. It'll be built off-site and delivered and dropped down.
Like enclosed.
Out of Commerce Street before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's outside.
But it's a wood frame.
Yeah.
And what's the outside? It looks like it's some kind of animal.
Yeah, it'd be like a hardy board material.
Anything to add beyond what the we all agree with staff recommendations?
Rooftop units available.
Bicycle parking, locations. Could we talk about the sidewalk though?
Yeah.
The meat alley sidewalk, I was looking at that. I mean, we don't have the property line. We would have to do it in the right of way. And I'm assuming that sidewalks are in the right of way. That,
It's something I thought I would mention because I noticed, to make sure, yeah, when you're coming out here, there was an exit, I believe, about halfway down the alley from the deck. And it looked like there was just grass out in front.
Yeah.
That's not, we wouldn't necessarily base our recommendation on that.
Yeah.
But we would.
That building has like 4 buildings that are violations. They said, oh,
yeah, I mean, our original, you should have seen our original design. We had this beautiful wrapped porch. And then we went and got it surveyed and we're like, oh, this whole porch on this house needs to be ripped off. It's in the right of way.
yeah.
Porch there is good community.
If you follow the site plans, on page 2, the existing, like the one to get a sidewalk between the property line and the pavement of the alley. If I'm not wrong, but I don't know what's a sidewalk to where, because there is no alley in the back. Does it, but me goes all the way through the other street, right? So,
It goes in town.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it wasn't, I think Can you scroll down one, Jose? Stairs, so the stairs that lead up to the deck,
You just
it
want
would
something
just be something to here.
from here to here.
Yeah.
Or from the stairs that come off the deck to the,
Yeah, so that walking.
I did have another question. The fence in the back, the line of the X, that that comes all the way around and on the west side.
Yeah.
Comes all, what is that material?
There is a material page. It's labeled flat fence.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's, we could put that all, I think. I thought that was just on the deck.
It's kind of like an upgraded detail for this property.
I just didn't want to see trend change.
No, we don't want to change it.
Oh, a lot of people still want to use chain.
Sometimes it makes sense. This is a community gathering space and a retail store.
I would make a motion to approve, with staff comments.
Yeah, I just have one more question. This is more for just future. Nolan, I haven't really seen the bike parking as something that what is it about this space that requires bike, or like, it's to be consistent or like?
Honestly, to be consistent with what the plan, right?
Okay, it's like really for everything
Yeah,
that's
really for
coming through, we're always asking for bike parking.
Commercial,
Okay.
retail, any kind of office space
Yep.
that we don't, you know.
Okay.
request.
And that's for the entire city.
Yeah.
Try to do this whole mobility thing.
Oh,
Bike for us, facilities for
And,
different ways
and,
that people.
and even though I just keep coming back with more and more applications, we're trying to keep you honest. And we just keep bike parking every time. You can catch a slip in one day. So I do just want to talk about the sidewalk. Is that a requirement?
No.
No.
Issue with that? But you have to have. I
Well,
know
my,
that-
my egress path is gonna be this accessible ramp.
Yeah.
Because I have to have an accessible path exit, so, yeah,
You don't have the one for,
not for the occupancy load that we have here, or will have here. This is more, really, I think, community convenience of, Sweeney's is over here, like if there's a flow between, people aren't just going through one place, they have a way to get in and out.
personally. Probably totally wrong. Had. From the steps to the alley. Like that to me,
I'm
I'm not into adding more paving.
Yeah.
We don't need paving. Environmental good, both in terms of concrete and just improving service, so.
ultimately, the point is to get from the steps to the alley. without-
Yeah, I have no
Grass, yeah.
alleys are like.
Yeah.
So. I guess I'd add that to. That.
Well-
Like that is already in.
It is. I can
Modify.
modify it too. While we're adding that, you may as well say that the same thing for the trash recycling area too, that if we think about managing trash cans.
Yeah, okay, so now you raised another issue, that I forgot. It's just. Where is the trash recycling?
Yeah.
But what are they sitting?
We'll have to detail that out right now.
No, it will be a concrete.
Yes,
pad.
it's required.
But just for the. Trash cans themselves, you don't have to do the whole back.
No.
Because that
Similarly,
didn't show,
so like Sweeney's, what was approved was just a concrete pad, like a 5x8 or something, fenced in, and then it just feeds right out into the unimproved alley.
the only thing is how many. Do they require how many trash cans we have? Like bins? So you just have to have the pad big enough for like two?
Essentially, yeah. One of the things that just for your note is that Goodland's currently contracted by the CID to manage trash and recycling for the whole neighborhood.
Okay.
So, confident that they'll take care of trash.
Yep.
I move. Ought to be stated, I know. Go ahead and state that.
Hey, just for, I actually started a motion. We have to like break it down.
I didn't think about it.
Okay, finish. Just for the record, I did not finish.
Somewhere on the site.
Just a concrete pad that leads from the rear deck to the,
Bicycle parking should be either off of Walnut Street or on the site. Right. Right.
Grass,
There's staff approval as well.
Or be go to the end of the building.
no, I'm taking the grasses out.
There's no further discussion. It's been moved and seconded to approve the application, such conditions. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. You all.
Thank you.
See you next month or next year down.
Next year.
One more tree coming around.
get them in.
Next year, our next hearing is Wednesday, January 22nd, 2020. Then we stand.
Thank you.
January.